you have to spend more money นะครับ because each day you have to hire the people you have to pay the salary นะครับ so that means you have to pay more money for sure นะครับ okay so apart from unrealistic estimates failure to develop an accurate forecast that consider all costs over the life of the project นะครับ including TCO that we mentioned earlier it may cause the cost overruns or poor monitoring of progress and slow response to early warning sign of problems for example if you just like set up the meeting once a month นะครับ it's too slow so you cannot it's poor monitoring so if the problem arise it may cause each task to be delayed when the cost is when the duration is delayed or the time is delayed it causes the cost overruns นะครับ so apart from that one if the schedule delay due to factors that were not foreseen นะครับ that may cause the cost overrun too because you have to spend more time human resource issues including turnover inadequate training and motivation will cause a problem in cost overrun as well for example if somebody just like quit the job and you have to find another programmer instead นะครับ during the time that you can't find the programmer it will cause a problem because no one works for the development task and the task is delayed นะครับ and also inadequate training that's why I told you that okay when the system analyst is doing his or her or their interviewing the programmer must make sure that they are ready for coding that programs if they are not ready just send them for training first because you have the time as the task for programming has to wait for interviewing to finish first and preparing the program specification that may take like a month something like that for the last project to be done นะครับ the next one for the schedule issues is the problem นะครับ problem with timetables and project milestones can indicate failures to recognize the task dependencies confusion between efforts and progress poor monitoring and control methods personality conflicts among team members and turnover of project personnel may cause the schedule issues as well as I told you if somebody is moved out or is like quit the job it will cause a problem for the schedule issues นะครับ for the timetable too นะครับ the bottom line when problems occur the project manager's ability to handle the situation becomes critical factor that means you cannot use the new person or the new grads to be the project manager นะครับ be careful and if you are just graduate นะครับ and some company when they recruit they ask you to be project manager นะครับ at the very first month of working after you graduate don't accept the project management task นะครับ because it is very difficult why the reason is because you don't have experience before นะครับ you need to just like learn for some time learn to be the system analyst first or learn to be the programmers for a while maybe like 3 months or 6 months or a year then you will be ready to be the project manager นะครับ okay so that's why the project manager's ability is important after that นะครับ what salary is high enough what do you mean ครับ what salary for whom อธิวัตร you can just like can you please what if what is that what if salary is high enough you should negotiate with them ครับ you should negotiate with them if they hire you very expensive that means they expect from you more นะครับ you may say that okay so okay how can we do for the work for the good project manager if you go for internship นะครับ or cooperative education ask for them for being the project management trainee so that you have the skills นะครับ and being the project manager one thing by the way I don't recommend you นะครับ at the very first job นะครับ when you have to go to the real work นะครับ try not to be the project manager. And also you have to tell them that it's very riskyนะครับ for them to recruit the new grad to be project managers. And I'm sure that most 99% of the company will not just like use the new grad to be the project manager for sure นะครับ Otherwise, if they ask you to be project manager in the first task, you have to be careful that that company is not stable enough นะครับ is not secure enough because there is no one responsible for this task. You have to be careful then. Okay, so in this one นะครับ after that we talk about the bottom line. Sometimes when a project experiences delays or cost overrun, that is possible นะครับ Systems still can be delivered on time and within budget if several less critical requirements are trimmed นะครับ So some of the people or some of the tasks that is necessary and makes the project to be delayed, if you can squeeze or trim them down or shorten the time, the project may come back นะครับ into the regular timeline that you prepare นะครับ because actually if you have like in the real project you don't have just 4 or 5 tasks that we prepare in this one นะครับ you may have like 20 or 30 different tasks นะครับ 30 or 20 or 30 different tasks to be written or to be drawn นะครับ okay. So after that this one นะครับ is what we call Brooks law นะครับ you can just like if you can trim some unnecessary tasks นะครับ you can still just like keep the time frame to be the same นะครับ okay. So it's quick. That's all. Project management is the process of planning, scheduling, monitoring and controlling and reporting upon the developments นะครับ of information system. Project managers are responsible for project planning, scheduling, monitoring and reporting. Planning, scheduling, monitoring and reporting all take place within a larger project development framework. So in a project scheduling นะครับ project manager will develop specific time for each task based on available resources and whether or not the task is dependent on other predecessor tasks. Every successful information system must support business requirements, stay within budget and be available on time. Sound project management involves the same skills as any other management skills นะครับ okay, these are like the things that you have to know about the project management when you have to just do the system analysis task นะครับ I am sure that นะครับ if you are assigned as the system analyst, the one task that you have to do, you have to help the project managers to do the project planning and scheduling as well นะครับ so that is the good start for being the trainee for project managers in the future นะครับ if you want to know more details in project management นะครับ just find some time to talk to me in the office. I can just suggest you how do you gonna do นะครับ if you have like the project to plan. One good start for every of you นะครับ before you graduate is that in the senior project your advisor นะครับ your project advisor will have to prepare the Gantt chart for you. He or she will discuss with you and put the things in the Gantt chart. So one thing that you นะครับ that the seniors always do when they do senior project presentation is that they show the Gantt chart นะครับ on their presentation too, so that the committee will know that how long do they spend in each task, which task they did first, which task they do another one, so they know the committee will know that okay, this task caused that student to be delayed on other tasks. For example, some of the students say that okay, they spend around 2 months for development นะครับ but the advisor said that actually this project should be finished within let's say 3 months, so that for the other month นะครับ student can just like spend their time for testing and just like developing the documents, do the documentation. So when they see in the Gantt chart, they know immediately that what piece of task caused the delay for this project นะครับ for the advisor, they can advise to you that okay, trim this task, make it short, so that the project can be just like squeezed in the specified timeline นะครับ so that is the first practice for you นะครับ for the project management นะครับ but if you want to do the project management by yourself, which one can help you, which one can be a good exercise for you in the term project of any classes or any subjects, especially if you have to do that term project with more than one person นะครับ you should use the Gantt chart like this นะครับ to prepare. I am sure that okay, apart from Microsoft project นะครับ right now you can find the templates of the Gantt chart in Excel นะครับ you can download the template from Excel to prepare as a Gantt chart as well if you don't have the Microsoft project software นะครับ and it will be very useful นะครับ so apart from this one นะครับ what is important, this one is important ครับ critical path. That means you have to just like draw this critical path นะครับ you must be able to do that. What can we do นะครับ you can see that this one we call it as critical path methods นะครับ we find the task that is the most critical for the project. What about PERT or CPM? For PERT or CPM นะครับ we just like make this critical path method to be short. We draw like this ครับ let me just show you a bit นะครับ for PERT CPM diagram นะครับ PERT CPM diagram they draw like this. Okay, let me show you. Okay, this is what we call PERT CPM diagram. They just draw task number in the circle, and then they draw the arrow like this นะครับ after that, what is between, I mean for the arrow, what do they draw นะครับ what do they draw, they what do they write or what do they draw? The things that they may do, they write down the duration. Okay, so when they write the duration like this, it is easy for us to calculate the critical path. You just see in the diagram นะครับ okay, from task 1 to task 2 is compulsory, you have to go to this way, you can't avoid. But for task number 2 นะครับ but for task number 2 you have 2 ways. Task 3 or task 4, you pick longer tasks, you pick longer tasks. You pick longer tasks. Oh, sorry, I just like put the wrong one. Sorry, let me just change this one a bit. They do like this ครับ sorry, they write down the number of days, not in the line นะครับ they put it in here, put it on the top นะครับ or at the bottom of the circle. Sorry, this one is 10 days. Okay, and after that, okay, You can see that how can we find the critical path from the PERT or CPM diagram. We say that in here นะครับ task 1 to task 2 we can't avoid, we have to go to this direction. But in task 2 นะครับ you choose which task that that spend longer time between 5 days and 25 days. You can see that 25 days longer, you choose longer path. 25 days, you don't have any choice, you have to go to this one นะครับ so and when you have to find the critical path here, you just write down task number 1, 2, 4, and 5 นะครับ and if you say that okay for the day นะครับ for the total days in the critical path, how long does it take? If I ask you that how many days in total for the critical path, you say that okay it's 10 plus 30 plus 25 plus 30 equals to 95 days นะครับ so this is total day number of days in the critical path. So the first one นะครับ the top one, this is the critical path นะครับ critical path methods, and the lower one is PERT. So you can see that the concept of these two diagrams are absolutely the same นะครับ but for PERT นะครับ it's just like squeezed down into like just a small circle only instead of drawing or writing the full task information นะครับ in this one. So yeah, that is all for the critical path method and the PERT CPM diagram นะครับ so why do we have to do the project management? How do people charge? You can see that number of mandate like this นะครับ number of mandate like this, we charge the customer นะครับ in number of mandates. For example, in this diagram you can see that the total number of day is 95 days. The things that you have to know is that we also specify that who is responsible for that task นะครับ who is responsible for that task in the Gantt chart here นะครับ if it is the software นะครับ the project management software, it will tell นะครับ in the worksheet here that who is responsible, which level นะครับ which level of the people that you use in order to responsible for that task. For example, some tasks belong to system analysts, some tasks belongs to programmers นะครับ let me just tell you นะครับ just the round number นะครับ when we charge the customer นะครับ I just want you to know that why the customer doesn't want us, and we นะครับ and we as well don't want to charge the customer too much นะครับ so let me just show you the rough ideas. Programmer นะครับ for programmer, normally you charge the customer for 8,000 to 15,000 baht per day per one man day. System analysts, you charge the customer around 20,000 to 25,000 baht per day. Project manager, you charge the customer 30,000 to 50,000 baht per day. That's why the more days you use, the more time you spend, the more time your customer has to pay to you. You might think that it's good, the customer pay us more and more, but the customers, they are companies, they are business as well. They don't want to pay you more like that. Let's see, if I say that, okay, we this project lasts around 1 year นะครับ How many working days we have? We have around 220 working days นะครับ exclude hang on not use 2020 days. We talk about, let's say, the weeks we have 52 weeks นะครับ and each week is 5 day นะครับ how many days do we have? 260 days นะครับ approximately 260 minus holiday นะครับ 260 days how much will the customer have to pay to us for 260 days? If you say that you have to use programmer around like 200 sorry no 150 man days, system analysts 90 man days, project manager we don't use project manager every day นะครับ they don't come to the project every day, so we say that we want to use around 40 days only. These are the money that you charge the customer. You multiply by the rate นะครับ so that's why this is the money that they that the customer has to pay to you นะครับ so we don't charge other things to the customer นะครับ normally we just like charge the human resource that our company has to spend นะครับ except the software hardware that we have to buy the license นะครับ so that's why นะครับ in this one you can see that this is the money that if you set up the software house business, this will be the money that you get if you get the project. So it's just like you have to you need to have the experience, otherwise they will not just hire you as well. Okay, so that's why many of your seniors who are alumni, they open the software house because if they can sell their project, they can get a lot of money too. And this one is just like the rate here is around like couple of years already for programmer, SA, and project manager. Right now it might be more expensive than this. So it's a good money, isn't it, for this amount of money? So in the future, I'm sure that some of you in this room will be the owner of the software house or consulting firm as well, or you might be the consultants นะครับ as well นะครับ so this will be the things that you have to know นะครับ okay, so up to this point, do you have any questions for the project management? Okay นะครับ I hope that this one นะครับ this course may inspire you นะครับ in the future นะครับ that you may be able to set up your business or work in this area, because I remember that the very first year I came to MUIC, I taught this subject นะครับ and we offer this subject every other terms, so almost half of the alumni that I taught this subject นะครับ they became the system analysts. Many of them opened their business about the software house นะครับ but when the time goes by, okay, I didn't teach this course any longer for a long time นะครับ so graduates seem to just like change their direction to be the programmers, something like that. But I don't know, maybe this time might be the trend is back. Some of you may want to be the system analysts นะครับ some of the people, they say that they want to be system analysts because they don't like programming, but I don't want you to think like that. All the computer scientists need to know the programming, because programming is the foundation for system analysts too. If you don't know anything about the programming at all, how can you plan about the task that we have to do in the project นะครับ okay, so that's why this one is the thing that you have to know. Okay, by the way นะครับ we still have to meet each other on um this coming Saturday นะครับ for the presentation นะครับ I have two things to tell you couple of things to tell you before we finish the class นะครับ first one นะครับ this afternoon at 2 p.m. นะครับ who ใครอะ sorry who will present to me Maylin and her team will present on the project because she will not be available on Saturday นะครับ and she appointed with me already so I'll use this Zoom meeting นะครับ for Maylin and the team for presentation if you are interested in her presentation นะครับ and you have available time please join this room once again นะครับ at 2 p.m. and on Saturday we meet each other again at 12 o'clock นะครับ for the presentation of the rest of the team นะครับ please นะครับ every team please come to support your friends and classmates นะครับ for presentation so every team knows the spec of the presentation things already right I would like you to prepare PowerPoint นะครับ to just like combine all the tasks that you did นะครับ for the term project assignment 1 2 3 together นะครับ and show me through the slides you don't have to submit anything นะครับ you don't have to submit anything on the presentation day because I will give you the comments you have to go back and fix it first นะครับ and after that you submit it to me you still have time around like couple of days before I mean you have the time sorry you have 3 more days 3 or 4 more days to fix the problems or just like improve your quality in the slides before you submit to me นะครับ so Christine today Maylin's team will present ครับ at 2 p.m. นะครับ if you are interested in attending this presentation please come to this Zoom room at 2 p.m. นะครับ okay so the next thing นะครับ I get the question from Maylin about the exam นะครับ so for the exam นะครับ this time will be all I mean no DFD anymore นะครับ no DFD anymore we did it already นะครับ so we start hang on let me just see the exam will be started from module 6 7 8 9 10นะครับ6 7 8 9 10นะครับ from development strategies to managing system project นะครับ so what is it about most of them นะครับ will be case studies I give you the case that you have to read and analyze นะครับ it will be case studies นะครับ and I need you to analyze it be careful นะครับ if I ask you with a question don't answer me with just 1 or 2 sentences only นะครับ you will not get the good score the things that you have to do is that try to explain as much as you can constructively นะครับ don't repeat my question I don't want you to repeat my question the things that you have to do is that express your idea in details นะครับ I don't want you to have just a very short answer นะครับ I want you to express your ideas as much as you can นะครับ but if it's too much it's not good anyway นะครับ okay so next one นะครับ apart from the case นะครับ for project management I may ask you to draw the work breakdown structure or per CPM diagram นะครับ okay it might not it will be the easy one not difficult one I may ask you that which one is the critical path you have to just like show me which is the critical path นะครับ what Tasfia asked me that what will be the order of team presentation on Saturday it will be voluntarily basis ครับ you just pick your own นะครับ if you want to present first you can just like start you can present as the first one นะครับ I will ask you on the Saturday or hang on I can just like write down in the line group which team want to present first. You just write down your team name, so that I can call you on Saturday correctly. How many questions in the exam? It's around 3 cases. It's around 3 cases. And the questions inside are around 5 or 6 questions. 5 or 6 questions. The things that I want you to see whether you do it correctly or it's possible or not to just like do this do this exam. If you finish your exam because our exam will last for like let's say 110 minutes, right? Because it's from 10 to 11:50. So that means if you finish the exam before 11 o'clock, go back to do it. You still have to spend more time to do that. Because I mean like if you finish before 11 o'clock, that means you may just like answer some question very shortly and it's not enough. The score will be very low. So to answer Maylin question, 3 cases and around 5 or 6 questions for each. I mean not for each. The total 6 or 7 questions for the total questions that I asked you to answer. Can we see the feedback? Yes, So I know I'm doing right. Okay. So you can see it from the score. I can just like show you the score. I'll show you very soon. How long does the presentation have to be? Actually, each team should spend around like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. 20-30 minutes is okay. From my statistics, I saw that from previous terms, they spend around like 15 to 20 minutes for each presentation. Because I booked the room from 12 to 4 o'clock. I just like you will see in the Sky system that I reserve the time from 12 to 4. Then you can just like go for it. Okay. Right. Okay then everyone, do you have any questions to ask me more? Okay. What about sample questions? Sample question I'll post in the line group so that you can just like practice on some of them. Oh, hang on, not in line group. In Canvas is better because in line group, when we post something in the line group more or ask some question, the question will be pushed up. No, no answers. It's just a case study to just express your ideas only. You know the style of the question that I'll ask you. But actually, for the question that I ask you, it's the same as the case study questions that we did before. The same, nothing is different at all. But at most, if I ask you, if I give you an example for the PERT and CPM, I can give you the answers because you have to know how do you gonna write it down. Both presentation and exam is online. Yes, it's online. Both exam and presentation. You don't need to come to the university to do that. Pongamon, I don't think the presentation will last for 4 hours. At most, it will be 2 hours, but I have to spare some time, just that. If, for presentation, I will just try to control everything within 2 hours. That means for the first 2 hours, please be in the room. Please still be, please attend other teams' presentation. But after 2 o'clock, you may leave. After 2 o'clock, you may leave. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. So I think by tomorrow night or by Saturday morning, I should just announce the score to you for the midterm, and I send you back for the exam papers that you mark the score, that I marked the score for you already, so that you can see the style of the way that I mark the score. Okay, but the comment normally I give you the comments on the diagram more than just the the text. I mean for the text question or the essay question, I just give the score only นะครับ only just like if you want to know the reason, just ask me why I give you the score like that นะครับ because one thing that you can notice, if you answer me very shortly, very short, the score is like not the full score. I just give you like the reasonable score นะครับ as much as I can นะครับ Would you curve for final? No ครับ I just use the standard grading นะครับ no curving. Okay. Yes, Maylin. Do we have module 5 in exam? No ครับ no. I start from module 6 straight away ครับ Development strategies to managing system project. Okay, because even if I have module 5, you have to do the diagram again. And I know that many of you sick of the diagramming. So I just like decide to start from module 6 to 10. Okay, so any other questions ครับ before we finish the class today? Right, if you don't have any questions นะครับ everyone please turn on your camera ครับ before we go. Okay, กริตตินครับ please turn on your camera.
I'm with Archer ครับอาจารย์
Huh? Oh, okay, I see you already. Naran ครับ Naran, are you here, Naran? Warapop and Pith, please turn on your camera too ครับ Warapop is in toilet. Okay. Okay, that's fine ครับ that should be enough. Okay นะครับ everyone. Then we see each other again on this coming Saturday นะครับ but if you have time, just like come to support Maylin in this afternoon นะครับ at 2 p.m. นะครับ in our Zoom room here นะครับ Okay นะครับ everyone, you have a nice day นะครับ take care and stay safe. We'll see each other again on this coming Saturday ครับ bye bye for now. You have a nice day. Bye bye.